So he puts this picture up of this Muslim family, and he's like, family, a Muslim family walks down the street walks down the beach front in Tel Aviv.
Oh, I
Where's
saw
the
this. Yeah.
apartheid? Yeah, where's the apartheid? Basically, right? Fucking mate, Bosch, reverse image search. It's a Muslim family from a Shutterstock image. It's a stock image, and it's in Aberdeen, in Scotland. And you're like,
It's
why
got a
are
bloke in the
you?
background in a kilt.
Why are you so bad at this?
Doodly.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of WTAF. My name is Gareth. His name is.
Richard! And where can they get the CBD from before we forget at the start? Oh, we
They
have
can
been.
head over to supremecbd.uk, use the code WTAF. You get 40% off everything. Well done.
Oh, and if you head over to iconic.com, you can get your first month for just $1.99 and see all the shows that we produce on a weekly basis. It's
Unbelievable.
nearly 7 years. Is it 7 years of
Nearly
content?
six, isn't it?
Is it nearly six? Nearly
Yeah,
6 years of content.
I feel older. I feel
Oh
like
yeah,
it's been longer, to be honest, mate.
working with me, mate. That's what happens.
Mate, I've
Happens.
shaved the beard off again.
Looks good. I like it.
Honestly, mate, I'm starting to get you because what normally happens. Well, I'll get to the end of the sentence at some point. What normally happens is I shave it off, I ate it, and then I grow it back, and then that's me for another 6 months. But spoiler alert. Basically, we're making a like a little documentary film thing, but it's supposed to be like continuous.
Mm.
So one of the people we were supposed to be talking to, cancelled because they were poorly. So we had to interview them 2 weeks later. But I need to look the same. And so obviously my hair had grown, my beard had grown. So I had to sort of trim the beard back off again and hope that no one notices the difference in the hair. Um, and so that means that I've had it sort of cleanish shaven twice in the period of 2 weeks, which has given me more time to get used to it, actually.
Yeah. As we're getting older, we're going to struggle to look younger. So that's what we're. It's tipped. I think it's tipped over to the other end now. Like if you watch back the first episode of What If, there is a difference.
Oh, mate, 100%. Like yes, I feel older actually, although I've made an active decision to sort of try and look after myself a bit better actually and sleep more because I've been really bad. Um, although my wife's family are all up as of today for a few days, and there's going to be 14 of us in a house.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I live not in a big house, so it's going to be fun. I'm on a Z bed in the kitchen
Like
because
a gaggle of illegal immigrants.
it's going to be carnage, mate. Yeah, we're all going to be fucking working for Deliveroo soon. But no, yeah, I'm on a Z bed in the kitchen because my alarm goes off at 5 to get up and come in here. And obviously, I can't be waking all these kids up at 5 because then they won't go back to sleep and it'll be carnage.
How
So,
many kids are there?
there's obviously me, Gemma, and my two,
Yeah.
and then there's Gemma's sister and her three. Then
Jesus.
there's Gemma's other sister, her fiance, and their two. And then there's Gemma's mum and a lad called Miles, who's a kid that she has like a global delay, like a
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that would come under in terms of a description, but so yeah, she acts as a carer for him, like a relief carer for him. He's a legend, so he's coming up to stay as well. So yeah, carnage, mate.
Oh my God.
I know.
Wow.
So you've got like two 4-year-olds, a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old, a newborn, like 6 months old, and a just turned 1-year-old.
I would get a tent if I was you.
Well, the thing is, though, I get on really well with all of them. Like, I love them to bits. So,
Until the
like,
end of this week.
I'm happy to have them in the house. Like, the more the merrier. We all get on great, which is cool. And the kids get on really well. So, it'll be fun. It's just the sleeping arrangements, yeah, of being in the kitchen. So, I'm going to be lying there, and we don't have any blinds or anything in the kitchen. So, I'm literally going to be looking out into the garden, spotting silhouettes and figures of like fucking
You're
serial
sleeping in
killers
the
and shit.
kitchen. You're sleeping in the kitchen.
Yeah, because like all the bedrooms are taken. I could quite easily go in with Law, so I could go in Law's room. But then when my alarm, like on the floor,
Oh
but
yeah.
then when my alarm goes off at 5, that shit ain't gonna fly. Um, so yeah, it's sleep in the kitchen, get up, creep out the house, go to the gym, shower at the gym, get in here for sort of 20 to 7, get on with like with my day. Yeah,
Jesus, swept. You're gonna be knackered by the end of the week. Yeah.
Yeah, mind you,
Oh,
I'm like I've got to a point, Rich. I don't know about you. Actually, no, I know you're similar to me. Like you can't go to bed early either, can you?
no, no chance.
I
No.
can't do it. So like last night, I was looking at my watch. I was like, it's 9:30. I'm up at 5. I should probably think about it. But I'm like, well, no, because if I go to bed at 9, I'll literally just lay there for like 2.5, 3 hours,
Yeah,
tossing and
same here.
turning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I end up staying up till like midnight. Then I go to bed and then I sleep, so it's fine. But it's still only 5 hours kip, isn't it?
Yeah,
Which
no,
is
I'm the
not
same.
great.
Can't sleep before sort of 12 o'clock. No. Last night I was watching Stranger Things. I thought I'll have a watch of that. And there was a bit where someone put a key in a lock and it's got to like a scary bit. And Sam's mum's bought the kids one of those, the Halloween death things that look like a big skeleton that go on your door and then
Yeah.
they scare people. That literally, because it doesn't work properly. So as soon as they put the key in the lock, it went off and his
Oh,
fucking
but you
lights
shit
were
yourself,
flashing.
didn't you?
Yes, well, I don't jump. I'm not a jumpy person. Inside, I think I shit. I think I inside shit myself because I don't really show it. I'm a really weird one like that. I might be frightened, but I don't really show it. I don't jump. I'm not a big jumper. Because your brother has a thing about wanting to scare people and jumping
Oh, it
out
does it all the
people.
time.
Yeah.
It does Maiden. He's got one of those fucking foghorn things, whatever they're called. He does that in the. I'm gonna next time he does it, I'm gonna clutch my chest and hit the deck.
Yeah.
Just freak him out.
He does tries it with me, but it doesn't work because I don't jump. I just kind of stare at his navel for a bit and go, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
it's usually in his pants when he does it, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's the thing.
What we
I
got going on
well,
this week?
I went to Scotland for the weekend, right?
Yeah, you
So
did,
I
yeah.
drove up. It was like 6 hour drive there, 6 hour drive back. But I did the James English podcast, which was cool. Like that was sound. And then I met up with a couple of mates, and we went to watch an ice hockey match. Had a couple of beers. That was cool. Anyway, right, talking of age earlier. So I was in Glasgow and my mate that I used to train him when I was a PT down here in Derby. He's odd father to my two kids because we're not religious, so we don't do godfathers, but he's an odd father.
Mhm.
But anyway, he's moved back to Scotland now and he lives not far from Fife. So it's probably about an hour and 20, hour and 30 from Glasgow. So I was like, I'll tell you what, I'm up here anyway. I'll come drive to you. We'll have a few beers and a night out. It's been ages. And then I'll just drive back the next day. So I get to his house, right? Sort of like showing age, right? So we're both sat there in the conservatory, cracked a beer. It's probably about 2 in the afternoon. And I'm thinking we'll probably go into town, get a few drinks, something to eat, whatever. And he looked at me and he's like, "Do you fancy just chilling?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it." So we both went upstairs, right? I opened my suitcase, shorts and a t-shirt, like so basically the equivalent of gym jams. He gets in his gym jams. We sat down on the sofa again, drank a few beers, ate some pizza, watched a horror film, scared the shit out of me, and then I said, "Oh, have you seen that K-pop Demon Hunters film?" Because I know he's into K-pop, like into the music. And he was like, "No," and I was like, "Let me put it on." So I fell asleep, as did he. So he's on one sofa, I'm on the other. At about 9:30 on a Saturday night, watching K-pop Demon Hunters, mate. Right? And I got up the
That's
next morning. I was like, I'm that old now. That I
yeah,
am
yeah.
that old now. That I'm falling asleep on the sofa at 9:30 watching a fucking cartoon.
That's pretty, but that's nice in a way, isn't it? It's a
Well,
nice in a way
yeah.
because you get the same little thrill you used to get out for being out 3 o'clock in the morning, not knowing where you are. You get the same kind of, oh, I'm having fun, but you're quite safe at home. I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Well, it was a nice gaff as well, to be fair. So it was quite nice to hang out and like chill on the sofa. Although, confession, so I woke up. This was probably about midnight, so I've probably been asleep sort of 2 hours, 2.5 hours, whatever. I woke up, was like fucking gack mouth because like
Oh yeah.
pizza's obviously just salty as shit in it. I was like, oh fucking. So I was just reaching. It was a bottle of Star of Ramen, right? Probably about half empty, but one of those big 660, like I fucking necked it, mate. Boshed it back down, went back to sleep.
Oh,
And I
I'd have
said
been
to you in the morning, I
sick.
said, "Mate, I was thirsty and I couldn't be asked to get up and get a glass of water or something. So I literally just necked the
Just
remainder of the beer, which is probably a bit shameful. But
you're at home. Well, you were at someone else's home.
Star Apartment's fucking great though, mate. Like as far as beer go, that's a decent one. That so I was well happy.
Well,
Go
right,
on.
let's jump in.
Right.
What? Oh, yeah, I'll jump in. What we got WhatsApp wise? Well, this week, I don't know. Have you seen this? Did you see the fashion week? A whole week of fashion in Tel Aviv.
Oh God. Well then, what they wearing? Someone else's
Honestly,
clothes,
I
probably.
watched. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they They all come out. It's very satanic, put it that way, in a lot of ways. But the very first thing you see is a woman coming out dressed as an Egyptian goddess with the Baphomet stuck to her tits.
I'm forever getting Baphomet stuck on my tits though. So
Exactly. I
yeah,
know. And then so people go, that's not Baphomet. It's clearly Baphomet stuck on her tits. She comes out. She's looking like, I would say it's Isis, Queen Semiramis, same thing. And then there's all the Egyptian pyramids in the background. I mean, it's so fucking ridiculous. And it gets even like demonic as it goes. It's basically like that Gotha tunnel opening, a bit like that, but with a bit more mincing. A lot more mincing, actually. There's a lot of mincing going on.
I
Um,
never understood fashion shows because who buys that shit?
no
Like, I
one.
don't understand what it's for. Like, you have a load of really skinny people.
Trafficking
Like,
children, usually.
well, it's weird, isn't it? Loads of like just walking along the catwalk wearing shit that no one's gonna fucking buy.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a low end one, like a H&M one or a top shop one, where people are walking up and down, and you're like, yeah, all right, and a decent pair of jeans, that. But
Yeah.
the top end, like supermodel ones.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Then there
I've
isn't
never
any point.
understood it.
They come out with lampshades on their heads, and like
Yeah,
some of them are on fire, and you've got. I'm never going to wear that fire dress.
no one's
Eh,
going out like that.
No one's going out like that, and there's usually like an arse cheek cut out or a ball bag hanging out of one side of the he she genders, and it's weird, isn't it? It's like it's a freak show, basically. That's what it
It
is.
is, yeah. And
Yeah.
you've got like really wealthy people at the front and friends of Jeffrey Epstein sat
Yeah.
there like just watching them walk past, and you're like,
Going
who's
in their
paying for
mind.
this shit and why?
Because it's basically quite clearly money laundering drug. It's where they all meet up and do their dodgy deals, isn't it? And then watch some b- bloke mince pass with a bollock hanging out. So I've been to worse parties. To be fair,
It is. I've never understood it, even as a kid. It's just weird. Don't get it. Don't understand how it makes money. Don't understand what the point is. Weird.
trafficking, trafficking. I would
Probably
have
is
thought
trafficking. Yeah,
trafficking. I would have thought. I mean, yeah, but so she had Baphomet stuck on her tits, and it was quite obvious a satanic
Baphomet.
kind of ritual, Baphomet, which would be a great porn version of the Egyptian prophecies or mythologies. Baphomet
Baphomet.
meets up with Arsis and Uranus.
You see another one of the GB News crews out licking the wall. I know
Who's
we talk
that
about
now?
this every week because I mean I feel like Tommy's been out there for 6 months, but they're
He's round the back of the wall. He's round the back end.
oh mate, it's fucking embarrassing. But yeah, I spotted that Leo Curse guy's out there. He's the one who's supposedly a comedian, but no one really knows what he said that's funny before, and he's on GB News all the time. And actually, like when you actually analyze what he says and what he talks about, apart from like disliking Muslims, he's basically on the payroll of everything in terms of what the narrative is. So he's massively anti-Russia, of course.
Right.
So he plays into all that bollocks. And then I actually didn't realize this, but he was bemoaning because this is how alternative he is. This is why he's out there licking the wall because he's like big alternative guy. That's why he's on GB News because they're the alternative news outlet. I don't know if you realize, Richard.
Oh well, yeah, I
But
did.
he's from Scotland, so he's the same guy that was bemoaning Nicola Sturgeon because she wasn't getting the jabs in people quick enough. And you're like, how short a memory has everyone got that these fucking idiots are now touted as somehow anti-establishment? Because that's what they're trying to do, isn't it? They're trying to make us believe that Israel is somehow anti-deep state, anti-globalist, anti the establishment, even though it's fucking up to its nuts in it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's the child of it. Yeah.
he's the child of it, yes. And yeah, Leo's the latest one. So I'm looking at because I don't know if you've spotted like how many of them are out there at the minute.
Oh
Like it's
yeah, yeah.
mad. They
Seen
are all
that.
out there, and
They've
the
all been
Americans
called to
as
the wall.
well. It's not just the English ones; the American ones are out there as well, all on their knees. Um, it's fucking embarrassing, mate.
It is embarrassing, but they're all good. They don't sacrificial lambs. They haven't got a clue what they're involved with. Half of them
They haven't got a clue, mate.
haven't got a clue. That's why
Mm.
they were pulled into GB News. Like when the COVID thing happened, we were starting this before that happened. And then GB News come out of nowhere, but it was a different GB News then, wasn't it? At the start, it was really like ragtag kind of. I don't know. It was edgy. It was ragtag. It was still establishment quite clearly, but they
Yeah.
set it up to bring a lot of the anti-COVID people in, which we would have been with, obviously, the anti-COVID lockdowns and stuff and that. But it was quite clearly they were going to turn them another way. And then there was that point where they just sacked them all and got a load of other knobheads in, but kept
But
a few of them
yeah,
on
the
board.
odd token, but they still pushed the jabs. You still had your Tom Arwood scumbags and those fucking
Yeah,
idiot little Tory boy, Harry Enfield Tory boy, pushing the jabs and stuff. It's fucking bullshit. And also, like, in terms of the narrative, they're all pro-Israel. Like, they are all like licking the bumhole. Every single one of them. In fact, I don't think there's one voice on GB News which questions anything. Actually, apart Neil Oliver was the only one that asked questions. He's not fucking there anymore.
no,
And it's funny because you see these other like people that are on there. Like I saw like Montgomery Toms and these other people that have, they've come on Ickonic. They've come up. They're quite young. They've come up through the ranks of the so-called anti-establishment, pro-freedom thing, but they're all socially acceptable. So that's why they can go on GB News and they can, spout the whole religious side of it and that stuff. That's fine. Yet when I was booked, they shit themselves.
yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. I don't mean to be rude to these young kids coming through. Then I don't, because there's a point where you don't understand this stuff. It takes years to actually get your head around this stuff. But if you play into any of the if you religions, say, or any side of politics, they'll have you. Yeah, I'll get you on because you'll stir shit up that side, and it's polarities again. So if you stay away from any of those camps, like your anti-technology in terms of big, not all technology, obviously, but AI, artificial intelligence, you're anti all these Abrahamic religions are shit to you, which they are, and all politics is just a farce. You're not gonna get on any of these things because they've got nothing to work with. So these kids have been like they've been molded for this specific role, and then they've been like anything, like data harvested and said, okay, he fits. That's our go-to for the the Christian
Well,
one.
they're
There's
all,
your,
yeah, the
you know,
Christian things everywhere now, mate. It's such a joke, such a joke. Like, oh no, I find it quite frustrating at the same time. But then I also find it funny. Like I say, like I was booked to go on GB News, and then they shit
David.
themselves and cancelled and lied about the show not being on, and then the show went out anyway with different guests. It goes to show who's over the target and who is usable,
Yep, it's a sense of
and that's
pride.
fine.
We've
That's
worked
fine.
with many
Yeah, oh,
people that have been
totally,
on there.
mate.
Sense of
Totally.
pride not to be anything to do with those guys, and they know that really. Anne Frank, do you remember
Fucking
her?
hell. Um, I do remember her. Yeah.
Yeah, she did lofty goals. Holocaust victim Anne Frank, reimagined as what do you think?
Oh, fuck's sake, what's this mean? Reimagined as what? This could be anything.
Oh, yeah, it could be, and it is.
Um, 25-foot statue.
That would have been better. I'd have watched that. Anne Frank, reimagined as a pansexual Latina with non-binary lover and neurodiversive family in controversial New York City musical. Imagine that. That's a bag of smarties, isn't it? Like, can you even get your head around that? I'll break that down for the listener and the viewer. Pansexual. What does that mean? Do 'em all?
Fuck knows, I don't know what it means. It's cookery, something.
Right. Latina. Know what that means. Um, non-binary, lover, and neurodiverse family. That means they're all mental, I suppose, just across the board.
Wasn't she like an 11-year-old kid? So
Yes,
where
in a
is that?
loft.
So
In
what the
a,
fuck's going on?
well, she's got out now, so this is probably like she was repressing all of these things in the loft while she was writing her diaries when the Nazis came and hunted her out, which was a true allegedly story. I'm not talking about the Nazis being allegedly. I mean the Anne Frank story. I can't confirm it, but it looks pretty legit to me. And
Well,
so
there's lots of questions about who wrote the diary and the
yeah,
ballpoint pen and all that sort of conversation. Yeah, there is a lot.
exactly. So, but let's just say that she was there and she did write all these things. This young girl, she's got out now of the attic. So instead of the closet, she's come out of the attic, and then she's gone. Wow, there's such a whole colourful world out there, like Oz. And she's gone. She was in black and white because in those days everybody lived in black and white, didn't they? I've seen the videos.
Yeah,
Um,
all the same clothes. Yeah.
yeah. And she's come out and she's gone, wow, the colours of the rainbow, everything is on the plate. I can go pansexual, I can do everything. I can be non-binary, I can be over the rainbow. So basically, this is Wizard of Oz mixed in with the Nazis.
With a bit of no hide laws in there.
Yes, yeah. and she's going to break them
So
all.
how then, to the serial offended, is this not a fucking anti-Semitic outrage?
Because brain fart.
That's like, it's pretty fucking weird, isn't it?
It's pretty weird.
You know, the story of Anne Frank, of this poor child that's, hiding away from the Nazis, is killed by them. A diary is found, where she tells her a tragic story and, her hopes and dreams, to then suddenly be a pansexual fucking elephant or whatever the fuck it is. Where's the outrage?
Well, she
I
got
mean,
out.
I'm
That
not
was
one
like,
for serial outrage. I'm not advocating for serial outrage, but they
mm,
love it. The anti-Semitic mob love it.
yeah. I think that she got out and they've added this. I don't know the details of the story, so maybe someone, if you get a ticket to go to it, let us know what it's actually about. But to me, it sounds like she's got out, she survived it, and then what she would do naturally, if she'd survived the Holocaust and the Nazis killing everyone, she would have come out and gone. Not only now I know the value of true life, I'm going to just sexually do everything, and I'm going to become everyone, wear all the colours of the rainbow, and celebrate life to its full satanic hilt.
It just sounds freaking weird to me.
I
I
would have
don't know.
preferred.
I've not seen it. I don't know what it's all about, but I don't understand
Would you
why.
see what they're coming up with next? The next one they're doing, like the sequel to it, and Frankenstein. I'm joking. That was not real.
I know you're joking, but it wouldn't be any weirder.
No, wouldn't.
If I'd rather that than fucking pansexual, bloody frying pansexual, whatever it is.
And Frankincense and Ollie Murs would be one I'd go and have a look. I'd watch.
Have you seen that Israel are bombing Gaza again as well?
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, it's one of mine.
Like, it's such a fucking joke, isn't it? Like the idea that anyone bought into that peace plan, that anyone bought into. Remember those people going, Donald Trump should have a Nobel Peace Prize, and then your Julie Hartley Brewer and your other fucking meatheads that were giving it. Why are people still protesting against the war in Gaza? It's all over now. It's done. You think they'd be happy? They're only protesting because they fucking hate Jews. So nah, they just know this is bullshit,
Hmm.
and it obviously is bullshit. And when it like because he's had his court case delayed again, Netanyahu. See that? He's supposed to be in court today. Not now
Really?
because the bombardment.
Well, oh, what the killing that he's doing?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's
Oh,
amazing, isn't
okay.
it?
Yeah.
It's amazing. So I'm up for a corruption charge, multiple corruption charges that could see me removed from office. So all I'll do is the day before my hearings, I'll just keep chucking missiles every time.
Imagine that. Imagine causing a car crash outside the court every day so you can't go in.
Well, that's what they're basically doing.
Yeah.
And they've released photos of some of the families, little kids and stuff that they fucking massacred. It's like, fuck off. Like,
When
I'm
does
so
this
done with
stop?
it now, mate.
Yeah.
I'm so done with it. And the fact that we mock the wall lickers, but they're fucking complicit in this shit. They are complicit in it, actually. And they're despicable people, and I fucking despise them. Honestly, I'm at that point now where I saw it this morning. Like, I got up and I saw some of this footage, and I was like, do you know what? If you're advocating for this, or if you're whitewashing this, or you're saying look over there to avoid people from looking at this, like, there's a special place for you, man.
I would
There
also
is a
say
special place for
if
you.
you're supporting Tommy over there and you're being part of it, I would say have a real good look at yourself because you're part of supporting someone who's pushing this agenda. So I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
there is a
I
point
mean,
where you know wrong is wrong, and that's wrong.
well, that's
He
the
is a
point.
complete fucking Sabbatean tool, and that's not even hard to find this information. And what's happening now is what I don't think those Israelis, real Israelis, not the ones that pretend that they are from the tribes of Israel and the Zionists. The sad thing is what they're doing is they're bringing everyone who is in on this cult into one place in the world together. What's the worst thing you can do if you don't want to become a target? Stand together. They're setting themselves up. And what I'm saying is that all of these Abrahamic religions are being set up by a cult deep within. Sabbatean Frankists, black nobility, whatever you want to call it. They're Satanists, really, that go back through the Church of Babylon and all this. Like, they're Satanists. They are bringing these lot together out in the open to be targets because they've shielded themselves within these set factions within Zionism, within Sabbatianism, within Judaism, within um, Christianity, within the Islamic faith. They're infiltrated within them, so they're shielded. But they're bringing them everyone out the front to take the flak, and that's what people don't understand. You're being used as a shield, literally used, and you're going to be annihilated. These guys are setting you up for you lot to kill each other.
Well, they'll dispose of Tommy when they're done with him, and
Yeah,
the rest of them. Of course, they will. But I think what's pissed me off is the last couple of days. Like, I was just of the opinion that basically Tommy's just a bit of a fucking idiot. He's not very bright. He quite likes wearing expensive fucking designer tops, and so whatever. But he's being used in a game he doesn't fully understand. But I saw him interviewing this settler the other day. Did you see that? And I was just like, do you know what? Actually, you've gone from this sort of useful idiot from Luton to actually kind of being someone that I think actually knows to a certain degree what he's fucking doing. So basically, you've got this whole shit kicking off in the West Bank now. Bear in mind, there's no Hamas in the West Bank before people come at me with that bullshit. So you've got this area which is being annexed illegally against international law. They're basically taking land, bulldozing houses of Palestinians, and sticking some guy from fucking Brooklyn in it because books and that. And so these settlers are, basically over the last few days, they've been torching, olive groves and beating the shit out of Palestinians, elderly people that are just trying to harvest their olives and shit. They're just fucking evil fucks, psychopaths. And this is probably why they're going for Louis Theroux lately, because he fucking made a film called The Settlers,
it was good. Yeah,
yeah, because all he did is he let them speak. And
yeah.
if you let these psychopaths speak, they'll tell you the truth.
It's a really let by their fruits you will know them. Just let them reveal themselves.
Let them speak, mate. And he let them
Yeah.
speak. So Tommy interviews this lad, right? And he's framing it as, they're already calling it Judea and Samaria. They're not calling it the West Bank anymore. This is fucking ethnic cleansing, obviously. And
They
obviously
call
Tommy
it
knows
what they
loads about
want, but that's
religion.
not what it is.
Yeah, well, Tommy knows loads about religion because he studied it for 5 minutes in prison recently and came out with a beard like fucking Tom Hanks and Castaway and some rosemary beads. So he knows what he's on about now. But he's interviewing this guy, and this guy's painted as the victim, and he's there like with an American accent, obviously because he's not from the fucking Middle East. He's as pale as my t-shirt, and he's saying that basically, yeah, I moved over here 5,000 miles because it's my ancestral homeland. Who fucking says? And it isn't anyway. It isn't. It isn't anyway.
From Brooklyn to Jerusalem in
Yeah.
one small leap.
And basically, yeah, like these people around us, the people that you've stole the land off, like they fucking like they're this and they're that. And you're like, okay, all right then. And Tommy's there going, this is the real truth. These are the victims, whatever. And you're like, okay then, Tommy. Right, well, by that fucking nature then, son, by that logic that you've just presented there, that this guy who's not indigenous to the area, doesn't speak the fucking language, is American, can just turn up and take someone else's land that's been stolen from them, right?
Yeah,
When these Muslims come to Luton,
exactly.
they can have your house, Tommy. They can have your house, son. And they can have it because all they need to say is that this fucking, terraced house or whatever he lives in, I don't know, he probably lives in a nice house to be fair. Um, this is my ancestral house. This is my ancestral homeland. This has been in my DNA, my family for 3,000 years. It's mine now, Tommy. Sorry, son.
Yeah,
Then
where's your proof? Oh, it's
Tommy's
in
got to leave.
a
Tommy's got to
book.
leave.
Yeah.
He's got, by this logic, he's got to leave, and he's not allowed to complain about it. He's not allowed to stand outside and shout and whinge, because that's bad. You've got to let them have it. It's theirs, mate. If we're playing it, if we're playing that game, let's play that game. That's fine then.
Yeah, the sad and pathetic thing is the only ones who are buying any of that are a few thousand people in the world who have got something emotionally and illogically and ideologically invested in it. Most of the world are turning around going, "You're a bunch of nutters. You've just been given the mic, and exactly, you've gone and revealed yourself. Look what you've done."
Yeah.
All of that work, and in the last two and a half years, you've revealed yourself to be the pure Satanist that you are. I'm not talking about Israeli people. I'm not talking about people of the Jewish Orthodox faith. I'm talking about the cult at the deep roots of this. That most of those of the Jewish faith, and they say we're a faith, not a race, are protesting against. So you're a few thousand idiots, and now you've cornered yourself and outed yourself. So
Well, also, how can
go
it be an
ahead,
ancestral homeland to someone because of their religion that I can convert to?
because it's
So if I
bollocks.
convert to
Yeah,
Judaism today, Is fucking Samaria, is that mine now then?
Well, apparently, yeah.
It doesn't seem that legit, does it?
It's not. It's bollocks.
Bollocks, yes, it is
Yes, it's
bollocks.
bollocks. Candice Owens has come out. We'll move on to Candice. I've got a bit of a soft spot for Candice. I don't know why. Probably because she's just pretty. I'm a bit of an idiot like that. She I don't know what the Catholic thing is all about, though. I think she knows what the Catholic Church really is, the Church of Babylon. But she's come out and said that she thinks Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and Peter Thiel are hybrids between. She's not saying shapeshifty hybrids, really. She was saying if she, and she said this along these lines, if I stabbed them, so it's not going wet. No, it's not a good line of
Not a great
inquiry.
start. If it
No,
starts with if I stab them,
yeah,
yeah,
it was along those lines, or shot them. I think they would bleed for a little bit. Not that I'm going to go and do that, she says, because I'm sure she isn't. Um, but then a battery would fall out, which made me laugh a little bit. Um, so she's saying that they might be transhumanist cyborgs. I don't agree with Candice very often, but I'm on her side this one. I think that those lot. Yeah, I think you could power down Elon Musk, Control Alt Delete. I think you could Control Shift Delete. If he just gets locked, that blue screened you.
yeah. I think she's sort of starting to circle the rabbit hole, isn't she?
Yes, but I wonder why, because she is a
I, I, I,
Catholic.
I don't know. I think the Charlie Kirk thing, I think that's genuine in the fact that they were mates and there is a personal thing there, and that's not a political thing. I think she genuinely probably wants to know exactly what the fuck's gone on there. Um, so maybe that's taken her to the rabbit hole. But if she does go down the rabbit hole, she's going to have to come face to face with what religion is and
Hmm.
what the Catholic Church is, and it's whether that is a Rubicon that she's willing to cross, having invested so much time and effort into coming home or whatever the fucking term is for finding your way to the church. I don't know.
Yeah, and I
That's
found that really interesting. So her husband that she met, and then she married like 3 weeks later, I believe, was the head or CEO or the founder of, um, what was it? Turning Point UK. Um, is he Jewish? Like, does he claim to be for the Jewish
no.
faith?
He's aristocracy though, isn't he?
I think he is.
He's not of mine and your stock, is he?
What are you trying
At
to
all?
say?
No, he's not a peasant like me and you, mate. He's yeah, I think he was mates with what's his face, wasn't he? Andrew Tate, I think going way back.
Oh yes, yes, I've heard that actually. Yeah. So they're intelligence all over that as well. Andrew Tate just turns out to be. I'm gonna go and be a Muslim now. I wonder what the Sabbateans do. Don't they just go into religions, pretend they're that religion when they're not really that religion, to invert it from the inside into something else? That's why they're called Sabbateans. They infiltrate and invert. So all
Yeah.
of these guys that have gone off to these religions aren't what they tell you they are. They are, in my opinion, after doing this for a very long time, they have all the classic traits of Sabbateanism. That's
Well,
why I
none of
say
them
that.
are actually religious anyway. I
Yeah.
mean, are we pretending Tommy Robinson lives by the Christian values? Fucking hell. Are we pretending Russell Brand? Like, just because he put his little tidy white pants on and got dunked in a river, like, d- d- does not make someone a
No.
practicing Christian. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not into religion. I can't stand any of them. But for me, they're just another form of control. But I know people that are religious and they are staunch religious and they go to church all the time and they don't do things that these people do. That's for
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and then that was Candice, though. Yeah, but I think, yeah, I know. It's still funny, though. It's what a strange bloody planet.
Talking of strange planet, see that guy, the migrant that raped the 14-year-old kid and the adult female down in Epping.
Hmm.
So there was that whole thing at the Bell Hotel, wasn't there? He was staying in this migrant hotel down in Epping and was found guilty of obviously doing these two heinous acts, gets a year in prison, which is already trolling. If you're getting a year in prison for sexually assaulting a 14-year-old and
Yeah.
another woman, then that's already trolling. And then two blokes that were protesting got 2 years in prison each. So we're double trolling. And then he accidentally gets released from prison.
I know.
And you're like, there's
Whoops.
about 88,000 people in British prisons, and that's the fucking one that accidentally gets released.
I heard you
That
talking
makes
about
me
this
laugh.
on on trending, and you came up with a really good point, because I thought the digital ID thing first, but actually you came up with another point which I thought was really interesting, of why this might have been
Facial
allowed to happen.
recognition. Yeah,
Yeah.
facial recognition. But it's also, I think, from what I can see, because it's always, you know, as well as, if not better than I do, when something happens, go, okay, right, these are the pieces that are falling into place or not falling into place. This doesn't add up, whatever. But to judge really who's responsible and what's going on, I want to see what the reaction to it is. Whoever comes out with the blue Peter, here's one I made earlier, right, I get it now. That's
Yeah.
why they've done it. And so what they've done with this release is that they've gone very much on, they've gone in hard on two particular individuals, I think, and they're blaming human error. And I've heard the terms human error used 3 or 4 times by different media outlets, and you're like, okay, well, that's a press release then. And it, to me, is starting to sort of build a narrative that humans can't be trusted. We fuck up. We're fucking useless.
Mm.
We're like a Derby County defender. We've always got a mistake in us, right? So, what about AI? What about having it automated? What about having it based on facial recognition? Because obviously that doesn't make bloody mistakes at all. And you know, so that when you're going to release an inmate or whatever, its computer says no. Um, and they're trying to get rid of juries as well because of the same thing. There's an attack on juries, so they don't want that because of human error and what, you know. And it's like, yeah, there's a concerted effort to rid humans from everything, and this will be another element of it, I'm sure. I'm sure.
That's really interesting. Like when you said human error, first thing, and I heard you saying that on trending, um, there was the Carlos Castaneda quote that your dad used in rituals, and he mentioned human eros. Human eros, I believe, and I could be wrong, so just pulling this out the back of my mind somewhere, was like chicken coops for humans.
Just to clear up, when you're saying Castanedos used it in rituals, because you said Dad used it in rituals, I don't want to get people fucking
Sorry,
talking, mate.
Rituals is a documentary that we made. Rituals of the Elite. Sorry.
There we
Yeah,
go.
they're gonna
Fucking
clip that
hell.
out, aren't they?
That was
Yeah,
close. There
yeah,
we go. We'll cut that. Cover one eye.
yeah. Cover one eye.
Told you.
Upstairs, downstairs, Illuminati pyramids. Human,
But
yeah, human
yeah, but
eros.
language is used a lot by these
It
people,
is,
isn't it? So
yeah,
you might
it
be
really
onto
is.
something then. You know, human eos is fucking. He's a speedy left winger.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was always on the bench, though. Always on the bench. But when he came off the bench,
Oh yeah, it was all
you
right.
know, yeah,
But you've got that whole thing, haven't you? The accidental release, which isn't an accidental release, it's ridiculous. And I made a video a couple of days back when I was making the point, like, I went into prison to work with offenders, teaching them how to use Cubase software, which obviously as a musician you would have used Cubase software.
yep.
It's relatively ish simple,
It's
but
not.
it's own but it's well
Fucking couldn't get my head around it.
it is to make, you know, to make an acoustic song where with you singing and an acoustic two
Yeah, it's
tracks,
a
whatever, that's
multi-track. Yeah,
fine. And that's all I was teaching them to do. It was so that they could basically record songs to send back to their loved ones or whatever, you know, whatever. Um, but it's only simple to do that if you've used it before. So I just went in there, not highly trained at all, but whatever. But the what I had to go through, bear in mind, I'm not a convicted criminal. Certainly haven't raped a 14-year-old.
mm.
Certainly haven't been all over the news and had riots and civil unrest as a result of my arrest. Um, and I'm just a guy with an acoustic guitar. The shit I had to go through to get in and the shit I had to go through to get out,
Yeah.
utter bollocks.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought there's a couple of points where they hit on that one, was the facial recognition that you pointed out, digital ID, and then obviously the ethnicity of the individual as well would have played a part in that. So it was hitting on three fronts.
Yeah.
The King and the Pope are mates now. Seen
Walk into
that?
a bar. No, go on.
King and the Pope, yeah, walk into a bar. The King says, fancy a blowjob later on. And the Pope says, go on then. And then they go home and the Antichrist something. King and the Pope.
Were they ever not friends?
Oh, they hated each other. They fell out over a schoolboy. King and the Pope pray together in historic first since Reformation. So they have a historic meeting and they pray together for the first time in 500 years. Now, King Charles isn't 500 years old, but he's getting there.
Fucking
So
looks at it.
yeah, different ones. The service at the Sistine Chapel was ecumenical, meaning it was a joint Anglican and Catholic service. Now, what people don't realise, and they refuse to come to terms with, is that the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church, or the Catholic Church of England, are the same thing. They always break it down, divide themselves to rule. We said this a few weeks ago. They'll divide you to rule, but they'll divide themselves to rule. There was never any real. Yes, they'll let you fight, especially in Ireland, God bless you, over these things, but they don't give a shit because they're not Christian. These are a bunch of Satanists. Therefore, the prayer was led not just by Pope Leo, the Lion, but also by Stephen Gottrell, who's got a new album out next month. I don't know who he is. The Archbishop of York, that's who he is.
Ah,
The second most senior bishop in charge of England. The King of and the Pope Leo prayed together in a historic moment, marking the first time an English monarch, Butterfly, and a pontiff met for such an occasion since the Church of England split from Rome, which it never really did. It was all a farce, because they are the Church of Babylon and they need to basically gather everyone and bring you back together. So it looks like, as we're going to get our one world religion perhaps in our lifetime, it'd be fun, wouldn't it?
I was disappointed by the Sistine Chapel when I went there.
What did you expect it to do for you?
The reason I was disappointed is because you had to walk down these corridors to get to it, and the corridors had these paintings all on the ceiling that were even better. Like they were just freaking epic. And they weren't as old probably, but they were
Yeah,
epic. And I was like walking down going, mate, this is like mad. Like, because I just love old stuff. Like, you know, and then but when I actually got to the actual, Sistine Chapel itself, I was like, oh yeah, I mean it's nice, but
yeah.
I'd been treated in the corridor.
You
So
got yeah on the way in. Yeah,
it
yeah,
was kind of I should have gone to the chapel first.
yeah. You should have gone to the chapel first. Yeah, and gone that way. Well, it's evolution, isn't it? The paintings just got a bit better. Did they have a one like by one of Jeffrey
Don't
Epstein's ones there? Did they have that Clinton one there with
know
him with
the red shoes.
the red shoes and the aeroplane?
Nah, there was a couple of Tony Hart originals there, which were cool. But no, I did like it. I enjoyed Rome, to be honest. What I liked about Rome was that it was literally like, and I understand, all the fucking symbolism, that sort of stuff. But it was just like, there's just an epic building that kind of makes you stop and go, geez, like
Mm.
literally every 100 yards. It's
Oh,
mad, mate.
stunning. Yeah,
Yeah, but there's also so many people trying to get in photos with you, so that they can charge you. So, or not getting photos with you, but take photos for you.
right. Okay.
Yeah, so like round the Colosseum and stuff, like you'd have someone dressed up as a centurion, and they'll sort of walk over and they go, "I'll take that photo, mate." You know, oh, nice one, cheers, mate. So take a photo, and they keep hold of the camera. It's like, yes,
Really?
€20. Fuck off, mate.
Oh, you're not even a real centurion. You should see what I
Exactly,
do. I've taken out 3 or 4 of you on the way here.
exactly, mate.
Where's my
I,
horse?
I think I actually did tell him to fuck off. Actually, I think this was exactly. Give him my fucking phone, dick.
I drunk in a pub that you're named after. Who do you think you are?
Yeah, exactly.
Go
That
on
is
then.
cheeky as hell, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's yeah.
Julie Hartley Brewer, this made me laugh, right? It's only a little one, but so Starmer has obviously just done an arms deal with Turkey because that's great for jobs. Apparently, loads of fighter jets
Turkeys
that are going
don't
to
have
bomb.
arms.
They don't know, but they have wings, and so do these fighter jets. So I
No.
guess it's all like, do you know what I mean? But he's there giving his whole, yeah, loads of jobs. We're gonna obviously, yeah, fighter jets. I mean, yeah, they'll be used to blow up children, but whatever, it's good for the economy. And but in his tweet, he's writing Turkey in like the Turkish spelling of it. So it's like TUR. It's a weird spelling. I can't even fucking remember how to do it. So Julie Hartley Brewer jumps on it, obviously, because she'll jump on anything that Starmer does. Um, and she's like, why are we using this language? It's Turkey, as in like British spelling of Turkey. How embarrassing it is, basically, to like pander to foreign countries to fucking like subvert the English language or whatever. A fucking big rant was about. Someone just comes underneath it and goes, obviously, as they do, is this you? Where she's going on about Kiev.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people in Kiev. Yeah, and you're just like,
I
you
forget.
must know that you're a fucking idiot. Like you
Oh
must know.
yeah, but they think other people are more of an idiot than they are, so they won't remember.
It's so weird, though, isn't it? That having that lack of self awareness of and I'll tell you a perfect example of that, mate. If you saw the video I put up, Gemma made it. So there's this account, right? He's one of those big Israeli accounts, which means he's in India, and he's basically like just spouts fucking propaganda the whole time, all of it bullshit, because that's what they do. They lie, therefore they are these propagandists. So he puts this picture up of this Muslim family, and he's like, family, a Muslim family walks down the street walks down the beach front in Tel Aviv.
Oh, I
Where's
saw
the
this. Yeah.
apartheid? Yeah, where's the apartheid? Basically, right? Fucking mate, Bosch, reverse image search. It's a Muslim family from a Shutterstock image. It's a stock image, and it's in Aberdeen, in Scotland. And you're like,
It's
why
got a
are
bloke in the
you?
background in a kilt
Why are you so bad at this? Like,
because they
and
got him a fiver. That's why.
but did they get these fuckers on Temu? That's the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, is that what it is? That these propagandists now, they're at such a point where they are scraping the barrel to such a level that they need your Tommies and your other podcasters, and they need this fucking lad in India who does stock images for fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But then my head goes then, Rich, and I'm like, but is this intentionally bad? Like, is it
Yes,
intentionally bad
it
that you're
is.
polarizing because people can see through this bollocks? So actually, they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yes, and I think you've hit the nail on the head there. So we'll go back to what I said earlier. There's two strands of this. The first one is the nations are supposed to rise up against Israel. It's supposed to be so shit that the West world go, well, we're not having it anymore. Because that's part of their agenda. So then they can go to their Sabbatean mates, look, it's happening as we've written in our little book. And then the second part is that, as exactly as I said earlier, they're using those of the real Jewish faith, of the Islamic faith, of that as a shield. They don't care. They want them to be annihilated. It's part of the plan to only have a fraction of them left, which will be the Sabbatean Frankists. So, yes, they're setting up those of the Jewish faith to be absolutely annihilated. Of course they are. So
Well, they're
the
setting us
Zion,
all
the
up, aren't
the
they? That's
politics,
the
yeah,
point.
they are as well. But that's what I'm saying, including those who will be high-level Zionist politicians, don't realise that therefore the slaughterhouse as well. So yes, they're supposed to. They have this kind of thing where they have to pay for their sins in the end. So like purify themselves. That's what Yom Kippur is about. So yes, you'll hit the nail on the head. It's supposed to be that shit that the rest of the world play their role in this part, and part of that is to attack Israel.
Well, that's annoying then, because I played my role, because obviously I fucking called him out for it.
No, but
And
but if
yeah,
you know it, but if you know it, then you can call it out and say this is part of the da 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 da.
yeah,
So
this guy's an Indian idiot.
you can still play that like I call them out all the time. But I also can say that it's not those of the Jewish faith. It's not most Israelis, and it's probably not most of the Zionist politicians who haven't got a clue. This is a cult within a cult within a cult. That's why it's so important to understand how they're manipulating everything. So yes, you've hit the nail on the head there. It's supposed to be shit. Tommy won't have a clue. You're all being set up by these guys, and all you've got to do is go. I know right from wrong. This is wrong. I'm not going to do this. I'm not
Right.
going to set this pretend this pictures from Muslim Gaza that they're all having a lovely time because I know it's from Aberdeen, and you don't do it.
Well, this is the point, and this is where my issue is in terms of this selective outrage on this person's been killed in the street in London. Yeah, and no one should be being killed.
Mm.
No one should be being killed in Gaza. No one should be being killed in Israel. No one should be being killed in Iran or in Venezuela
No,
or anywhere else. And if everyone could just have that fucking what in my like infinite naivety, Rich, is just the standard way of thinking, which is stop killing people, you twats. Like
yeah.
done.
It's not naive though.
But
If
people
you
but
ask
people can't.
a child would go, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It's nasty." It's
Well,
not
this is the
naive.
thing.
This is just basic.
Yeah, but that's what we've gone from now. Like you're absolutely right. If I go to any of my daughter's mates, is killing people okay? Then every single one of them will go, no, it's not okay.
Mm.
And then they grow into adults and they get jobs at GB News and Talk TV. And you ask the question, is killing people okay? They'll go, no, unless it's that fucker.
Yeah.
It suddenly changes. And it's
No,
like,
unless
how
all
about
of
it's
this.
still no? It's still no.
Yeah, exactly. And if the end is you're taking a life, then it's wrong. Same with the
That's
death penalty. Same with death row. It's fucking ridiculous what you're achieving. Killing people. It's so stupid. Anyway, you've got to go. We've got a slightly shorter show this week because I've shrunk and
Yeah, smoking too much.
smoking too much. And then yeah, where can they get their CBD from?
They can head over to supremecbd.uk. They can use the code WTAF. They get 40% off, mate. It's freaking wild.
And you can head over to ickonic.com, check out all the work we've been doing for almost 6 years now since we launched, 6.5 years since we started this, for $1.99 for your first month, and support the work we're doing.
Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. Sorry if I ranted a little bit, but I do sort of get a bit pissed off with people dying and it being like justified. I can't get my head around it.
And hopefully you never will, because it's mental. See you in a week's time.
See you later. Bye.